Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Is it time to reimagine your future? The right business skills may make a difference in your career. At Capella University, we offer a relevant education that's designed to focus on what you need to know in the business world. We'll teach professional skills to help you pursue your goals, like business management, strategic planning, and effective communication. And you can apply these skills right away. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Hello, Megan.
Hello, Melissa.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Fisting Friday.
I can't think of a better activity on this Friday.
Yeah, me either.
There's nothing else I'd want to do. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
But what a just thank God we're not going to have history books anymore, because this definitely isn't a moment for them.
Nope.
No. There's no need.
Sitting here, paint my nails.
Ooh, what color are you going to paint them?
I've been.
Love that color.
I'm about to put some razzle dazzle on top of it though.
Oh, I love that. As
I
someone,
need a little sparkle.
Melissa,
It's purplish y'all can't see. It's a purplish color.
For what Pennsylvania should have been. So, I can't even talk about it. Anyways,
Nope.
So you need a little sparkle there. I did put up our Christmas tree yesterday.
And you know what?
I was going to say,
I'll allow it.
even Melissa is not going to have any words to say other than, love that for you.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I have to find some joy. So,
I have to find some joy too, but I also don't need people sending me what they presume would be my joy. And I know that some of y'all are well-meaning, but when have I ever been into inspirational quotes or inspirational videos ever in my life? This is a Wendy's, not a Chick-fil-A. And it might turn into a Waffle House.
I hope it does. As someone that is like pretty high up there on my top 5 bucket list, I want to go to a Waffle House so badly, and it should turn into a Waffle House.
Yeah.
I want everyone to just remember that, like, I might have been the one who posted the graphic on our podcast Instagram account about, like, I want a lobotomy. And so Melissa didn't post that. That was me. But just understand, Melissa and I are friends. And the jokes of the, not necessarily finding light in things, but, like, you've never seen any of those inspirational posts on our Instagram.
Nope.
You've
never seen me post anything.
No.
So, please stop. I temporarily deleted my Instagram. Well, just like off my homepage, so I don't automatically click on it, because my inbox is flooded right now, and I don't understand why.
Yeah. We were talking about this offline, but, like, it's straight up most of the time just, like, patronizing, even when it does not intend to come across like that. It reminds me similarly to the dialogue every time there's a school shooting, wherever it's like, oh my God, I can't imagine living in a place like that. That's so horrible. Like, our government is so, all of these things. And it's like, okay, that's like, just imagine, like, if the reflection of that is like someone's talking about, a miscarriage, and someone going, I can't even imagine that. I've never had one, and I'm so lucky that my kids are all alive. Like, it's it's super unnecessary. Most of the time, I agree with you. A lot of people are well-meaning. Some people very clearly aren't. But I always say, like, the best thing to do if you want to be like, oh, I want to, show this person. You don't need to show if we already know that you are like, this sucks and feel it. But it's just like, fuck that. Like, this fucking sucks. Like, ugh. That, like, you don't have to. It does not have to be a kumbaya kind of moment at all.
Yep. So tell me about your decorations.
So, Mott's yesterday, like when he came home, he like had the biggest smile on his face, and he was like, "I'm so glad you put the tree up because."
What's that like?
I know. First of all, I also have. He was like very upset the night before, and I was like, "I love you to death. I am the upset. You can't like. I need you to. I can't. I don't want you to commiserate with me on this level right now. Like, I need you to like lift me out of the trenches, and like I know this sucks. It sucks worse." Like this, I just need that. And so there's certain things that are like, I can't laugh at it. Like some of it's too raw. So he was like, he came in with a smile and he was like, I'm so glad you put the tree up because like it's in front of our bay window. So when you drive up, like at the bottom of our street, very end of the road, you can just see it. And he was like, that's just amazing. He's like, the neighbors walked by and like, everybody was like giving knowing looks of like, yeah, it's a good time for that. But I've been adding stuff on. So like, I haven't like gone full like garland and everything. Cause like right now I still have like the Thanksgiving-y, Halloween-y, like velvet jewel toned like pumpkins that I have like on the mantle. And now I've like added in some of the Christmas trees and I haven't decorated the tree yet.
I like that transition.
Yeah. So I'm doing the transition, not because I think like it's too early for the Christmas part. I think I'm just trying to prolong the joy, and give myself more things to do. But I told you about how we got a new garland over the summer, like 3 new ones, and they look so beautiful. They're like very pretty. And, I'm going to do some more crafts, I think, to make like more Christmassy fun, stuff like that. But we were planning on painting our living room before we put up the Christmas decorations because I was like, otherwise we're not going to do it until like the new year, and because we're not going to paint with Christmas decorations up. And then I said, fuck the paint. I'm putting these decorations up fucking immediately. So they look at all. I'll send you some pictures once I take any. But I found a TV show that I want you to talk about, Agatha All Along, and then I want to bring up this TV show that I almost picked as my hot take. The Gorge, love the nails. I almost picked like talking about this TV show as my hot take, but there are just far more pressing matters in the world, and I just really want to discuss it with you so we can discuss it here. But let's do it after Agatha.
Okay. Yeah, I finished it. Yeah, I started it when we talked about it. It was good. I think the ending, I didn't need all that backstory. Like, we could have cut half of those up, like the backstory for Agatha and, spoiler alert, Wanda's kid, cut their backstories in half. I didn't need all that. But I did enjoy it. I hope that we get more. I would prefer it not to be with the kid, and just all the other witches in death. Like them haunting people and stuff. I want to see that. And I hope we continue.
I really liked it. I thought like it was, and I'm curious like I don't know if there were like, if like head writers or anything was like a crossover between WandaVision and this, like if anyone was like the same, but like without a doubt, like they were so aligned. And I am really curious about like the source material and how much of it is, because like with so many of these, like anything Marvel, it's usually one story of like a massive
That's what this
thing.
Is. It's a lot of the comic books combined together.
Well, because like, and I was gonna like, I wondered if it was that because like the theme of both of them of just being like grief and like how you deal with grief, like as a woman, and like, you know, all of these allegories of like what powers are and like all of those kinds of things. I was like, wow, I wonder how much of this is like plucked from multiple different things to like have this really cohesive through line that attaches the shows together, I think in like such a great way. Cause like one of my favorite things about Marvel stuff and things that have like very extensive source material is the fact that like the look is really important. Like the color scheme is going to be really different. The shooting style is going to be really different. The acting style, like everything's like, it's very much like which Powerpuff Girl color character are you? And then the personality that fit, like it's so all encompassing. And so then for them to be in the same world, but like not the same in that way, but then to have like the acting part and then the like just the aspect of like motherhood and like grief, I was like, oh shit. Like, and it didn't even click for me until obviously the end that I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm going to go back and watch WandaVision again and then watch it all the way through. Watch WandaVision and then watch Agatha.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Again, because I'm sure there are a ton of things that I missed. Especially like WandaVision, I was constantly trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot going on. And now knowing what it was to go back and watch it, I think that I've loved it the first time, but I think I'll love it even more the second time around.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to watch it again. And I just want more seasons of, give me more WandaVision, give me more Agatha All Along. I think that need Vision.
Even though he has his own show, but
that's what's coming out.
Tall Olsen, didn't she say that she's done with Wanda?
Tall. Yeah, she's done.
I mean, the other two are tiny.
No, I know, but she's probably like 5'6".
I know.
Yeah, no. Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah, I think she is done. I mean, granted, I probably would have been too. Like, there doesn't need to be more to it. Like, I
loved it
perfect.
So much.
It was like perfect, and like, but I'm kind of one of those things. I
should watch the movies that I didn't watch any of the movies that she's in post everything. Okay.
What? Melissa, this is an audio format, and I'm just sitting here listening to you. Okay, perfect.
I just said okay.
Yeah, but you implied that I might have been doing
I just said okay. We could have just left it at
you know
that.
Actually what it might do for you, because it is what it did for me. I was incredibly impressed with it all. I will say I was a little bit confused about the dialect and the accents.
Okay.
I'll just say it. She started the Scarlet Witch. What is she called before that?
The Witch?
No, before, because doesn't she find out she's the Scarlet Witch? She's just Wanda Maximoff, right?
Yeah, she's just Wanda.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant like another name.
No. I was just trying to differentiate between the eras of what movies. And so when she was like just Wanda Maximoff, her and her brother,
whatever his name is.
They had not the same accent. They're supposed to be the same accent. It's like it was Anna Delvey, like vaguely Eastern.
They're from the same area, so it makes sense.
From nowhere, they're just coming.
They're supposed to be from the same area that Anna Delvey is. So if it's a nowhere accent, then it makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're from nowhere. Like, and it was just that. And then like even as the movies would go along, like the accent would really slip in and out. Like it would really change. And then she very quickly, I want to say over the course of 3 movie appearances, she said, I'm dropping this accent. And then by the time we start with Wanda.
No. I'm talking about the post after the.
Oh, which one?
The snap. I'm talking about, because she's in Spider-Man, right?
So she's hardly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's in it. Isn't that when she's like back at the loft and she's like...
I don't know because I haven't seen it.
No, I don't know if that's in WandaVision. But she's just like... Well... You know what?
She like
maybe
changes.
I need to do this again. I need to watch it too because I actually don't remember.
I think that it's important. Whatever happens is important because she puts everything on the trajectory that the Marvel verse is on now.
Did you not watch The Last Avengers?
I did.
Oh.
But then there's stuff that happens in... I just heard there's stuff that happens in after that.
You know what? I think you're right. I don't think I've watched it. I don't think I've watched the Marvel movies in sequence with WandaVision in there. So I think you're right. I don't think I know where that lies in this like the scope of it. But yeah, that's a good point. I should, that actually seems like a good, because you're right. It does have the lead up and I'm vaguely remembering it, but like not in the context of how exactly we get to WandaVision. So that makes me think, no, it's not that. Doctor Strange. We are so excited to let you know that this podcast is brought to you by Thrive Cosmetics. Now, we are slowly but surely inching our way into fall in Los Angeles. And I mean inching.
So slowly.
So slowly.
Maybe millimeter-y. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think so, because when I look outside, I go, oh my God, look at all these brown, crispy leaves that have fallen to the ground and they're crunchy and I can prance around in them, except for not too long because it's still 85 degrees out.
Right.
You know, it's that. So I have to find other ways to get excited for fall, like my makeup. And for me, I have been keeping it very simple, especially on my off days when I'm not filming. And even if I am filming, I'm like dialing it back, doing something very simple like mascara and a lip tint, which is exactly what I'm wearing today. And you guys can't see me, but you should know I'm wearing the ad that we're talking about. So thank you, Thrive.
She looks good. And when we got on camera, I was like, what have you been doing today? Because I know we rarely leave our homes.
Yeah, and I didn't leave my home. I just happened to have a little fun at my makeup desk.
And Thrive inspired that. I, as y'all know, fall. Y'all know that I am a person that's like, we don't talk about fall until it's fall. And now is it officially fall? Then we can talk about it. And I can talk about how much I am looking forward to switching up my summer routine for makeup and moving into more autumn-inspired creations. And Thrive makes that possible.
Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free, made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high-performance and trademarked formulas, and uncompromising standards. And it's easy to see why their best sellers have thousands of 5-star reviews.
We were sent some beautiful shades, including their precision lipstick crayon that we received. The color is called Stephanie. It looks amazing on me. It is like a brownish red color. I'm not a technical person. Thrive they're the professionals. They provide it. I see it. I like it. I wear it. It's fantastic. They also have their liquid lash extension mascara. Not only does it last all day, it doesn't clump. There's no smudging. There's no flaking. You look like you're wearing lash extensions without having to go to the salon and getting them put on.
And it completely comes off so easily with water, which is something that, as someone who has been a till death do us part waterproof mascara kind of girl, usually I have to soak my eyelashes and my eyelids for about 5 minutes every night. And then when I wake up in the morning, I still look like a raccoon. And I'm like, and I got to do it again in the morning. So knowing that I can have that great long lash, voluminous and lengthened look, and then washing it off just as easy with water, it sounds like a dream. And it's got nourishing ingredients that help support longer, stronger, and healthier looking lashes over time. TBT to that time I was curling my lashes on your couch and they got stuck, and then I broke off half my lashes and I was like, oh, we can't actually talk about this. And you're like, it's fine, we'll pretend it never happened.
And I forgot it happened until right now.
I thought it happened again the other day. And that was pre-Thrive. So thank Thrive Cosmetics. Now I'm gonna be set. These lashes are not going anywhere.
Great. I love that. Not only does Thrive provide excellent products, Thrive also donates to 8 major causes, including those impacted by cancer, domestic abuse, and veteran and education organizations.
So brighten up your fall look with Thrive Cosmetics, luxury beauty that gives back. And right now you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/blame. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/blame for 20% off your first order.
For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
This episode is brought to you by United Airlines. When you want to make the most of your vacation, book with United. They're an airline that cares about your travels as much as you do. United is transforming the flying experience with Bluetooth connectivity, screens, power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to help fit everyone's bag. And with their app, you can skip the bag check line, get live updates, and more. Change the way you fly. Book your next trip today at united.com.
That's the exposition, the setup of all of it. And it's actually quite good.
Okay.
You'd like it.
Yeah.
I think Spider-Man, she's in it for just like a...
Because I was trying to watch everything in order. And then because I was watching everything in order, then I got behind on everything else that was coming out. And so, whatever. I'm surprised. I'm off both my soaps right now. Because they are off the rails, like in a completely
not in
absolute
a regular way.
Yeah, Days of Our Lives is doing a soap opera within a soap opera. They are filming a soap opera.
Stop.
And have people that are on the show, like characters on the show, quit their jobs as like a baker, a CEO of a company, to go be actors on this soap that's within a soap. And
who's manning the cameras?
Episodes. They have actors.
I was asking.
Also manning like crew. You see crew.
Because like you can't when they do those meta things, I always find it so funny because I'm like, it's not like in any regular TV show, you'll have at least one crew member play like a role that has one line or do a line off camera because like it's easier, it's cheaper, and like people always want to do. It's just fun. But I'm like, when you do a full meta in meta, like then you have to cast people who.
And I was like, these are the most people we've seen on screen in a while. Why can't we just like repurpose this money somewhere else? But
reality.
The head writer got fired because of all this, but
because of this storyline that's now happening.
But they filmed 6 months in advance, so it's gonna be on screen for a while. So I'll come back later. General Hospital, they killed off an actress that has been on for like over 25 years. She did not want to go. It pissed people off. I'm not the biggest fan of her character, but I just thought it was dirty how they did it. I don't like that. They also I talked about this. I think I've talked about it on this show before, but they have this one character hooking up with his nephew's wife.
No, it's burned into my brain,
unfortunately. That character is also fucking the guy's fucking that girl's mother too. So like that's happening. They completely rewrote another character. And then surprise, her dad's been in town the whole time. And I'm just like, what? And he's like a vet that's like pushing 8. I think he might be 80. And I was just like, why are we doing this? And she was also, because now that this is her dad, that means that she's been hooking up with her cousin.
Tell me that Leo Howard is not in any of this incest storyline.
He's on Days of Our Lives.
Thank God.
I'm talking about General Hospital now. And there's just too much happening. And I said, no. Young and the Restless.
Bring back the devil.
That's Days of Our Lives. Young and the Restless. They had, for this character's, like, I think it's her 30th anniversary, they had her have like a complete mental breakdown, and it was done so inappropriately. And she kills like another legacy character. I just need a break. There's too much stupid shit happening right now. So because all that's happening. I have more TV time at night, so I can pick back up on my Marvel watching.
But still, are you ready to watch English Teacher yet?
That is different.
I know, but when you might have the time to emotionally get over.
Really, at this time, you think I have the emotional capacity to get over something?
I don't think you have the emotional. I think you might just like stop giving a fuck and then be like, let me get a hee hee ha ha in.
Maybe.
You know? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe. So what is this other show that you want to talk about?
So it showed up on my For You page. I think like once at first I was like, this skip, like what the fuck is this? And then the next time I like kept paying attention and I was like, this is insane. And then I never saw anything of it again. And I was like, great, they canceled that show. Like that seems like a fucking parody of it. It's like Lonely Island would be like, that's too fucking weird. Like it was just so fucking obscene. And then it showed up again. And I was like, there is no way that today, 2024, this show is still on the air and all of the comments were not people who are feeling like me. They were people who were like earnestly and genuinely engaging with this content. And it is a TV show called Crime Scene Kitchen on Fox.
Oh, I've never seen this show, but you know, I get pretty much the full episodes on TikTok.
Yeah. And the fact that this isn't just a bit for TikTok is insane to me. So the summary for anyone who doesn't know, a culinary guessing game in which bakers must decide what type of dessert was made when all that's left is a few clues. They'll have to recreate the recipe and the jury will determine how closely it matches the missing dessert. That is such a underhanded, soft fucking pitch way to say what this is. No, they stage crime scenes with baked goods and then they have to go in with their fucking magnifying glass like a detective and be like, I see the splatter of the raspberry coulis.
Yes, I've pretty much watched full episodes on TikTok. I know exactly what this is.
Fucking insane. And then it's like, well, I don't know. And here's the thing. It's essentially reverse chopped, where it's like you have like the final reverse chopped in the sense that like chopped, you have your like mystery basket of things and then you have to like make something with it. This is like, you know, the ingredients and you're trying to figure out what it is that you're supposed to make. Yes. And I would say it's more like chopped, less like Great British Bake Off because Great British Bake Off has a little more class to it than this. And like chopped is like, make this Thanksgiving themed. You have one weed gummy bear, a left shoe and a used tissue and some cumin. There you go. And it's like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to do this? And watching these people earnestly dip their finger into like red splatter on a wall that looks like someone would have gotten murdered and lick it like they're a fucking like Sherlock Holmes character. Like, it's insanity.
What do you expect? It's hosted by Joel McHale.
When I saw that part, I said, Joel, bring back the soup. Like,
yes, please bring back the soup. We need it because Joel was constantly making fun of soap operas. And I need that brought back because
maybe they'd get in line.
They'd get their shit together because they would see how absurd it is.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm fine with these other storylines that are fucking crazy. It's a lot when I say you've gone too far. Yeah, so it is just absolutely obscene. And like conceptually, they just didn't have to go this far. Like if you want to be like, okay, here are your mystery ingredients. Now make something. Awesome, do that. But to like cash in on like the true crime baking thing, when I tell you, Melissa, the first thing that went through my head was, not that I'm saying that they would have considered me for this, but as somebody who has done baking and cooking related shows and had people approach with fully done ideas and like we've sold you with you doing this, I was like, thank God I've made my stance on true crime abundantly clear, because the way that like this is something that would have been pitched. Like I just need cooking shows just to do like a little bit less. Like we can make it slightly less complicated. We don't, as a viewer, we don't need like 5 little buttons, like all these like little gimmick, like just do one, just like, or none.
Yeah, because they could have just said that it's a mystery thing. You didn't have to say it was true crime. Just mystery baking. Figure this out.
Like,
and I will say it does hook me. Like I've watched, and the thing is, Fox posts the full episodes because they know that this is how they're like, let's make more money on TikTok than, you know, people watching this live. So they post full episodes. When they hit it, when you see the nervousness of the contestants, of them like, did I do it? Because all of them are making something good because they're just using the ingredients that are provided, but they're not necessarily making the dish that is what they're supposed to make. So I just like when they nail it.
Me too. And like that's
maybe
the part
I shouldn't say nail it. That's another cooking show.
Oh yeah, Nicole Byer said that's not my property. The part that like I need you guys to take off your fucking latex black gloves. I need you to stop like swirling the baking soda and like putting it on your fucking gums to be like, is this cocaine? Like just stop. Like it's so fucking weird to me that like, yeah, like you literally, because it's just this gimmick to get to the actual, like you said, the actual point, which is mystery, and then see what you make. And again, they're all making good things. It's not like they're trying to recreate something that they know what it is and it's like a failure and like, oh no, it broke or whatever. Like it's like Cupcake Wars in the sense that like it's entertaining to watch people who are good at what they do, have like different approaches to things or whatever. But like for the first like fucking half of the episode have to be them like tiptoeing around with like crime scene investigation tape. And again, like there are lots of knives always used. Like there's always like there's knives, there's things to like set up like blood or like things like that. And it's just, it is not appetizing at all. And like that's exactly what the entire fucking point of the show is. So I just like think that we can keep things separate. And like true crime should never just be like a little add-on thing with this. Like people are like, I have a pop culture podcast with a sprinkle of true crime. I go, that's fucking insane. Yeah. Unless your podcast is just about Armie Hammer, like that's just insane to me to be like, okay, so like Kim Kardashian wore this, and also can we talk about Jeffrey Dahmer? And it's like, no, whoa, no, we can't. We actually can't. Like it's too much. And I want to blame Ryan Murphy for this. Like it's just like it's Ryan Murphy, and it's also reminding me of My Favorite Murder and any of those like true crime and coffee, like true crime and a little creme brulee. Like stop being so weird about it. But on a lighter, semi-related note, Anna Kendrick went on. She either went on Crime Junkies or she went on one of those ones that like, I'm not unless it's someone who it's literally their family and they're talking specifically about a true crime case that is about they're trying to seek justice for their own family, or they're that involved in it in the sense that like they are a survivor. Sarah is like a great one. But she went on that podcast and they were like, oh, like we saw you like partnered up with like organizations that like we also love to partner up with. And I was like, dang, I bet they're wishing they hadn't said that to her. Cause she basically was like, well, yeah, you know, like the profiting off of true crime thing is like really icky to me. And like, I didn't even think about like this movie, her movie, Woman of the Hour, I didn't think about it making money. Like we were just trying to like finish the deadline to get into, I think it was TIFF maybe, but to get into a festival. So when finally, like a couple weeks later, and people, my agents were sending me emails about like offers, she was like, oh, never crossed my mind that like we would profit off of it, like beyond just like breaking even on this movie. And she was like, and like, you know, sat with it for like a split second of like, would I feel good making money off of this? And she was like, no. So like, yeah. And they're like, oh, so like you donated a portion? She was like, no, I just like donated my entire cut. And they both were like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, these women with their like Architectural Digest, like home tours, like the moguls behind your favorite true crime podcast. I'm like, oh, yeah. Well. And making a movie is a lot more work than a podcast.
And we say that as people that can't do both.
Yeah, like it's a big fucking difference. Big fucking difference. Especially when your source material for a podcast is other people's stories.
Other people's traumas. I guess it's kind of our podcast.
Yeah, but by the way, we actually tell them to call in with their own trauma, not saying, hey,
we're going to steal somebody else's.
Yeah. Let me know if you've heard of a friend's trauma that I can use to make a whole fucking podcast episode about. And then let me know if you have any hometown trauma. Crazy. So, yeah, Unfortunately, I think I'm going to start watching the show.
Oh, the crime.
I'm going to watch clips on TikTok because I also need to know what I'm up against in the battle sense, because when I pitch a new cooking show, a new baking show, it's going to be the antidote to this.
Okay.
I'd be like, you know what the youths want? They want Sandra Lee semi-homemade. They want Ina Garden. They want rich, wealthy women who might be a little bit tipsy in their kitchen, either making things that are unattainable but look delicious, or things that just feel like off the fucking wall stoner food. Yep. That's what. Come on, give us that.
Yep, agree.
This episode is brought to you by National Geographic, presenting its new documentary film, Endurance. Follow the greatest survival story ever told, unpacking the legendary feat of polar explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton, who kept his crew alive for over a year, despite losing their ship in frigid pack ice. Over a century later, a team of modern-day explorers set out to find the sunken ship. Endurance, now streaming on Hulu and Disney+.
Blinds.com is kicking off the savings early with Black Friday mega deals all month long. A Blinds.com design expert can help you make the perfect selection on your schedule. We can even handle everything from measure to your whole home install for just one low cost. With over 25 million windows covered, Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Get up to 45% off site-wide, plus premium doorbusters and a free professional measure. Now at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
The holiday season officially starts when you get that first card in the mail. Shutterfly makes it easy to add more meaning to the everyday with hundreds of holiday card designs that can be personalized in seconds with your favorite photos from this year. Select your greeting, customize the color, and even add little extras like personalized foil to make a holiday card that really shines. Enjoy 40% off with code SMILE40 at Shutterfly.com and send something meaningful this year. See site for more details.
We have not recorded since Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And
how was your neighborhood?
Oh my God. It was up and down. So when it started, I was like, oh, well, we should keep the porch light on. And then I was like, well, maybe they can't see our decorations. Let's turn the porch light off. And then we turned the porch light off, and then we were getting ignored. And I was like, we got to turn the porch light back on.
People think that if you don't have the light on, then you don't have candy.
Yeah. But like people were going to our neighbor's house who like we were literally like hanging out with them like right up until the sun went down. Like our neighbor, she like came over and she was like, wait, so like how much candy do you have? Like what, like, you know, like I'm worried, like don't know. And they had like a friend who was going to come over and like they were going to see their kid in their costume and then they were going to go. But they were like, of the entire neighborhood, they were like, we have to get more on top of it because you guys are so much more ahead on the decorations. Like our other neighbors who we're close with, they were like, we're the last ones. The way that they were getting so many trick-or-treaters, and then I'm texting my other neighbor and I go, are you seeing how many trick-or-treaters are getting? Like, yeah. And they put their decorations up last. And we were like, wait, I'm getting insecure. Like, should we tell them to like send it over to like us? Our other neighbor was like, I forgot to get candy, so I'm giving the kids weird stuff. And I was like, what are you giving them? They meant like, I think they were giving
like granola bars.
No, at first I was like, are you giving them like pencils? Like, are you giving them like around the house kind of stuff? And like that very much is their vibe. Let me see what she had said. She said, oh, what are you giving them? Werther's Originals and Gushers were like the ones that they had. I was like,
do they have kids?
What? No.
So they just had Werther's and Gushers at their home.
Yeah, that is very on brand for them.
Okay.
And then they said, and then the Mexican lollipops with tahini. And I was like, honestly, those are probably going to do incredibly well. Yeah. And we were like, wait, why is everybody skipping our house? And
did you have your gate open?
We did. We almost started polling like the kids who did come up and be like, okay, rate your experience 1 to 5. How would you recommend this to a friend? Like, what were your stipulations behind this? Because it felt like they were going to our other neighbor's house. All of our neighborhood kids who like live right next, like who we see and we know, they came over and they did like a very cute whole family costume. And we were like, we got your favorite candies. And they were like, yay. And then I was like, oh my God, we hardly saw them. They were just like in and out so quickly because we were one of the first houses that they did. And Mats and I were like literally sitting there like stewing. And we were like, we have to like talk because we're sitting we like then decided to sit on the porch to be like, we're here. We have candy. And I think what we had discovered was the porch light needs to be on. We need more lights leading up, but it's our goddamn fucking neighbors who thankfully they switched out their sign, but they used to have a graveyard with a Dr. Fauci little sign on it. Oh. They went so full out. I swear to God, they were acting like they had a routine, like a bit they were doing. There was smoke machine, like fog machines, like, and they're in like the like just like a flatter area, and it's just like so intense that like their parents were like, we'll do this stretch. We're not going to go over there. And I was like, oh my God, like what do I have to do next time? But we did also realize that the kids we're in like a very much like a neighborhood. So the kids are also just getting older. So they like were trick-or-treating a little bit later into the evening and like later into the night. So we're like, we have to add more lights and do all of that. But also some people were like, some like of the older kids, they were like, they'd yell from like the gate and be like, do you have candy? It's a lot of stairs. And I'm like, we've got candy. And they're like, oh, okay.
Y'all are going to have to be the people that sit on the lawn.
That's what I was saying. I was like, maybe we sit like on like the base of the stairs for that. And also because like, I think having more lights in there, we have like lots of, no one, like their older kids are going without their parents, but like the younger kids who are going, it's again, neighborhood. Like we know everybody. And so like parents are like they're not like, oh, don't go here. Like it's like a long, dark, it's not that dark. And it's like, we've got light and it's not that long. But like some kids are like, if they're too little, they're like, no, this is a little dark. It's a little scarier. I don't want to have to walk through this. So we might like adjust that. But our neighborhood kids, the ones that were like friends with Salad Girl family, they came like a second time. And
what
they
was
were
she
like,
dressed at?
They're dressed as the Simpsons, the whole family. Okay. Which I didn't get. I like asked and she's like, the Simpsons, and I was like, and Mott's was like, oh, I get it. Well, because I've never watched the Simpsons.
I understand that. I never really watched the Simpsons either, but they're just so.
But I was seeing them separately. Culture. Like I wasn't seeing the whole family costume all at once.
But were they yellow?
Kind of, but they also kind of looked like. I thought they might have been Teletubbies.
Okay.
Yeah, also yellow. One of them, yeah. Poe, Tinky Winky, Lala.
Tinky Winky.
Okay, stop.
That's how Tinky Winky said their name.
Lala, Poe.
Tinky Winky.
Well, no, you know what it was? They look like the babies in the Teletubby son, which is yellow and spiky hair. So, but yes, they like came back again, and I was like, wait. And Mott's like could not contain himself. He was laughing so hard. He's like, I cannot believe you like just did this. But so all of these kids were coming up like much later in the night. So like it got popping and we were like, whoa. And then Mott's like at one point he was like, I thought I saw more kids. He was going to get pick up dinner. He's like, I thought I saw more kids. I brought another bag of candy. And I was like, no, we're fine. Go get the dinner.
He just wanted candy.
Yeah, he wanted the nerds. And so there were a big group of people have like come up and like we're handing them candy, and our neighbors' kids are like they had just walked up for a second time because they were like finishing theirs there. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad you guys came back. Like I didn't give you enough last time. And then I'm looking at the bowl and I go, wait, just hold back. I'll give you guys the good candy. And so I'm handing other kids the candy we have here, and I go, Matt, go get them the good candy. And the other kids I'm handing the existing candy in the bowl to are like looking at me like, and I like whispered to one girl, I was like, yeah, I was like, we got the ring pops and those caramel apples for you. And they're like, oh, and then someone else like turns around and I was like, I mean, I'm not real. The caramel apple lollipops, like, fine. And he's like, that was the most blatant favoritism of like, hey, you neighbor kids that we know, hold back. We're gonna get you the good candy. You fucking losers. I'll give you what's in here. And they like came back and I'm like handing. And they were like, love it, thank you. And their mom was dying laughing, and everybody was like, that was so, and it didn't even cross my mind that I was like, oh yeah, I guess you're not supposed to do that in front of kids. To be
not in front of them.
No, not in front of them, being like truly the most blatant favoritism. And I wanted to look at these other kids who were like giving me this aghast look, and I'm like, I don't know you.
These
are my homies. This is my street. This is my community. This is my like, I don't know you. Like, of course I'm playing favorites. But I was like, maybe it's good that our nephew doesn't trick or treat at our house, because I could see him just being like, can I just have it all?
Yeah. And that's fine.
Exactly.
It was slow in my neighborhood too.
I heard
which was
that
surprising to me.
In general, I looked on Reddit and like everyone in LA was saying it was like oddly slow.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
the first trick-or-treater I had was a woman with her 9-month-old. And I was like, you are a scammer. Stop. Your child cannot eat candy. And I was like, whatever. Here's your fucking piece of candy. And then the second ones that I had, the second group I had, were like these 2 little girls. And one of the girls had a baby Yoda, but it had nothing to do with her costume. And she was like,
Just
I brought baby Yoda. And I said, okay. And then she was like, can baby Yoda have a piece? I said, no. Like, stop trying to scam
carpool
me.
lane scam. Okay.
Like, no.
Does baby Yoda count in the carpool lane?
I just laughed and closed the door.
That's so funny.
And closed the door. And then and I had full size pieces of candy. So it's not like I was like,
you're giving candy bars.
I'm giving full bars of candy. It's not like I'm skimping. You're trying to scam with your fucking baby Yoda. Yep. Get away. And then like people were just kind of trickling in. We didn't end up doing the pumpkins because everybody forgot.
Yeah. That's fair.
And that's fair. And we were like, that's
You're
fine.
traumatized from your hayride.
Ordered barbecue from
your place.
No,
new place?
Yes, from it's called hold on, they have a really cool name. Ribs Against the Machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was so good.
Oh really?
The coleslaw too vinegary, but everything else was fire.
I can usually work with a too vinegary coleslaw.
I'm fine with the I love coleslaw on my sandwich, so it was good on the sandwich.
I was gonna say,
I could too much
as a side.
Yeah. And it was like we were like, this is a new tradition. We're not doing pumpkins anymore. We're just getting this barbecue.
Yeah.
And I ordered it like at 4:30 because it was coming all the way from Burbank, and I knew. And I was like, I know it's going to take them forever. So by the time everybody got there, like the barbecue had just got there. And it was delicious.
I'm writing it down.
And then like I said, it was slow trickling in. I don't know if you looked, but on Nextdoor, they had a thing where you could like say that you had candy at your house.
Oh, maybe
so I did that. And then more people started coming. I was like, this is odd. I just thought old people use Nextdoor. One group came and I had just refilled the basket of candy, and Ty had gone to the door, and the kids took all of it. And he just turns around and he goes, they took all of it. I was like, why didn't you stop them?
Men are fucking useless.
I was like,
Ty,
you are a grown man.
Up. You were a college athlete.
Like he literally turned around and his mouth was aghast. And I said,
I can't.
You tell them to take one.
Ty, you're the adult here. Right. My hands were tied. I couldn't do anything about it. That's crazy.
Watch Casper. I think we already talked about this. Yeah. I wrote a little sexy ghost story. Yeah. Inspired by it. I'm really proud of it. I'm going to continue writing it.
Oh, I love that for you.
Because I was just doing it as a proof of concept, but I was like, this is actually pretty good.
Can expand on this.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Yeah. So that was my Halloween night.
That's fun. Yep. The costume, we saw one kid was, I think, Blade.
Mm-hmm. Like on Abbott Elementary. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what, and Mats was like, wow, like that's a cool costume. I was like, yeah, you must have a pretty cool parent. Like your parents must be pretty cool. I think I said you must have a pretty cool grown up. And he goes, no. This child could not have been more than 3.5, maybe 4 years old. He goes, no, I just have very sophisticated taste. And then I hear a cackle laughing goes, did you really just say it's not your grown-up who's cool? You have sophisticated taste? And I was like, just confirm that is what this child just said. And they were like, I'm so cool. And they were like, yeah, Dad, like you're kind of cool. And I was like, sophisticated taste. Them saying that solidifies it. Like you must be pretty cool. Like that's such an
they obviously
fucking thing for
copied it from something you said.
Exactly. I was like, no, don't worry. That just solidified that you have cool grown-ups.
Yes.
And they were like dying laughing. And then we had so many inflatable costumes of them like just trying to get up like the stairs and like grab the can and like so funny. And Mott's also like, he always talks about like trying to like toe the line as a man for being like very excited for like Halloween, and like he like gets along really well with kids and like loves our niece and nephew and all that, and like not coming across as like, he's like, I don't ever want to like, you know, be creepy in a way that like I don't want it to like come across anything bad like that. And I was like, okay, so smile, you know, like this big brooding, intimidating,
and don't ask too many questions.
No, not at all. And also like, you know, he's like, I only do this kind of stuff like with you or whatever, but there are times where I go, oh yeah, this is someone who like does not engage with lots of like, he didn't babysit. And so like these kids came up and they were Daphne and Velma, and Mods goes, oh, Daphne and yeah, the other one. And I was like, Mods. And they were like, I'm the other one. I was like, Velma, we know it's Velma. And he was like, oh shit, sorry. And they're like, and I was like, stop swearing. Like,
oh my gosh.
It was so funny though. But like he like came home early from work, and like everyone at his work is like, wait, what are you going home early for? He's like, well, you know, Halloween. They're like, oh, are you like taking your nephew trick-or-treating? And he was like, no, we just like live in a neighborhood where like people go all out for Halloween. So like, yeah, I wanted to see the trick-or-treaters. And like everyone he works with besides like his boss and like the executive like high up team, they're all like early 20s, and they're all like, what? Really? And he was like, I feel so old. But it's also like neighborhood wise, because I've told him like up until this house, I have never been on the side of like handing out like not my childhood home, not any apartment or any place I've ever lived in. But it was so fun. And we saw the way that I guessed every single fucking person was, if I couldn't tell the costume, I was like, it's giving Paddington, because it would be like yellow, blue, and red. And I was like, Paddington.
Except for Simpsons.
It was never fucking Paddington. And one of them, when they left, they're like, oh no, it's, and then it clicked for me as they were leaving. I was like, Kiki's Delivery Service. I love that. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I loved that fucking movie as a kid. But like you could see like, especially with like the like referential like concept costumes where it's like mostly colors aligning to that it was like, I thought it was Paddington. Finally someone comes up and I like guess everything else. And I go, oh, okay, what is it? They're like, Paddington. I was like, you're kidding me. Finally a Paddington in the wild. And I've guessed every other person is fucking Paddington. But there's lots of good costumes. And there were so many like little cute, like little princesses. And I was like, I love your princess dress. Like, my mom picked it out. And I was like, oh, mom has good taste. And they were just like so cute. Or like if the kids were shy and there were older kids who like were related to them, but then also ones who weren't related to them would like help these other kids like get the candy that they wanted and like, you know, like put candy in there. And I was like, that's so sweet. Like,
yeah,
there's just something like so nice about humanity on Halloween.
Yeah.
And buying like hundreds of dollars worth of candy just like to give out for free to like kids in your neighborhood just because they're wearing a costume. Like that's ridiculous. It's so fun.
And then they're like, this is the best house. And I was like, that's all I wanted.
Oh yeah. The amount of people who are like, the adults were like, love this garden. And I was like, that's why I sweep for you. I got the good candy for the kids and all I want is the compliments from the adults.
Gift the remarkable with Marc Jacobs fragrances this holiday season. From the iconic Daisy and Perfect to the all-new Daisy Wild, Marc Jacobs perfume gift sets include everything she needs to feel special. From her favorite fragrance, plus the matching travel spray, holiday gifts don't get much more perfect than this. So if you're looking for a gift inspiration these holidays, gift the remarkable with Marc Jacobs.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
I'm James McComb, reporting live from home in my bathrobe and slippers. Tonight, we're talking Dunkin' Polar Peppermint Coffee. Gene's here with the latest. Gene, do you copy?
The home with Dunkin' is where you want to be.
Avia's neighborhood was popping though.
Really?
She was out of candy within 45 minutes. She showed me a video outside, and it was like what you imagine, like on movies where like it's
No
Halloween.
way.
Yeah.
I bet it's got to be one of those places where people drive there, park, and then they do it, and then they drive home.
Yeah, because I had been like, do you want to come over? She's like, nah, neighborhood over here. This is
Wait,
where
that's
we
so
wanna be.
crazy. Yeah, because I've always wondered what because like I know like Larchmont area. What's that one that you and Mott's love that I can't stand with the too many fast cars?
Same thing.
Yeah, what the fuck is it called? Hancock Park.
Hancock Park. Yes.
Those are like Palace.
I feel like I'd get tired over there.
I don't get it. I've said this from the beginning. That is not a place that makes any sense to me for it being so fucking expensive. I would never want to live there. Like, money no object. I still don't want to live there.
Yeah. Neither would. Like, it's like a thing where you see it and you're like, I want to live there. But in practicality, it's like, no, thank you.
No, it's just
there's
miserable.
too many cars.
It's like living on a freeway.
Yeah.
And like a $7 million home. Yeah, so like I always think about like, oh, what neighborhoods are the ones that you like go, or the streets where you go and you like drive there, you park and you trick or treat all the way there. And like I remember like ours as a kid, like we had our neighborhood was, it would be crazy for Halloween, like just in general. But then at the next town over, there's this long dead end street or whatever called Sleepy Hollow, and that's like the neighborhood. And I was like, oh, maybe that's why they got so into it, because like the legend of Sleepy Hollow or whatever.
Yeah,
but like
of course
you'd get full king size candy bars, and like my friend Jake used to treat it like Disneyland Fast Pass, like where he would be like, I have our game plan, and he would be running between the houses and would be like, hey, we're gonna skip this one, and I'm like, okay. Like he was so intense about it. But like Mach was like saying about, and I asked him, I was like, was there anything like weird that you got? Like, did anyone ever give you like soda? And he was like, no, it was always just candy. And it was I have all these realizations all the time about like, wow, I lived in such a bubble and such like not only does everyone know everyone, you know everyone's parents, you know everyone's grandparents, like everyone has lived, it's so old, like you just know it all. I'm like, oh, they would give like school supplies, cookies, baked goods, popcorn.
Oh no, you can't give open things.
Homemade good, like any of that stuff. There used to be like, you would walk into homes that they would have full haunted houses, but also just like one guy was an artist and he would do this like Prisma glass, when you would put on those like 3D glass, he would do like a whole like show or whatever, and it would just be like kids walking through this older single man's home, and like it wasn't creepy or anything.
Weird, yeah.
But like I was like, oh wow, yeah. It was never even like a let me check your candy for razor blades. It's like they would also like give like wine and beer to the parents, or like edibles, and like have a hit of a joint. And I was like, that's so different than most places I've now realized. Like you do not, I mean, I would never give baked goods, and I also would not eat baked goods from someone I didn't know. But like I just realized, I'm like, oh, that is a very different circumstance.
The worst house to go to would be the dentist house, because they would give away toothbrushes and floss and toothpaste, and I'm like, one, you got this, more. You got this for free, so you're not even getting any effort to this. And then two, like, I love brushing my teeth.
Oh, me
I
too.
love dental care, but like, read the room.
And like, I would die if you gave, I would like love if you gave me some floss along with a piece of candy.
Yeah, like if you make it so like, here's some Laffy Taffy. So I'm going to give you floss, because they go together.
Like peanut butter and jelly. Like that would just be so much better. But yeah, I always think of like the people who like, they would give like pencils or like erasers. I'm like, or bobbing for apples. Was that a thing you did?
No.
That was another thing we did.
Because I thought it was it is disgusting. It happened. I just refused to participate.
Yeah, but like, why was I bobbing for apples
we were
at
doing
like a
at
random neighbor's house?
No.
That's disgusting.
There were homes where they would have it set up to do it, but I refused. And I don't think my parents would have let me do it anyway.
No, and as they shouldn't, because like that's fucking nasty.
Yeah. And I was like, I so disagree with you this week, Barbara.
I know.
But I was like, why are you fighting so hard for apples? And I get you're like stuck in your ways, but this is disgusting.
And your makeup. I was waiting for the continuity on that. And I was like, there's no way she's going to just go around for the rest of the episode with it. And she didn't. I was like, we've cleaned it up.
Mm-hmm.
We've touched it up. But yeah, it was just, I'm trying to think of all these other things. And then also, by the way, the literal day after Halloween, those neighbors with their fog machine and the fucking like adult woman who was like floating, that the human, like this is not a prop. And she like had her whole like shtick or whatever. And they had like a haunted grave, all of these things, whatever. 10 a.m. the next morning, all of it was gone. I was like,
I respect that.
Damn, you guys. Like it was fucking speedy. And now I'm like, our neighbors that we're closest with, we were like, okay, we can't let this happen again. Like we can't let them show us up like this. Yeah. We have to be better.
Yeah.
I am the only one with Christmas decorations up so far yet, though.
Okay. It's going to turn into that thing where you try to top each other. Like
I
they're
don't
going to
think
start putting stuff out, and then you'll be like, ooh, we got to add this.
Yeah.
We're going to go get those
inflatables.
Nutcrackers.
Oh.
No, the Nutcrackers.
That's the thing, though, that like we have such very different tastes that I'm mostly just like judging when the parent only take their kids there. And I go, only there? But like, look how classy and tasteful mine is. Like, come on.
They're like their children. They want.
They're like, they don't care about classy and tasteful. And I'm like, but all the parents who come, they go, this looks so nice. And I'm like, thank you. Oh, but then our neighbors who like all the kids were going there, they're playing music and they switched from like Monster Mash to the Frozen soundtrack. And I was like, I see what you guys are doing. Sneaky. But they're about to have a baby. And I was like, oh, they're getting that practice in, which was sweet. And now I'm like, I cannot fucking wait for them to have their baby. And I'm like, oh my God, a baby trick-or-treating at our house.
Yeah, but tell them not going to scam people with their 9-month-old.
No, but we'll give them candy. They're also just our neighbors, so we'd give them candy anyway.
That just pissed me off.
Yeah, no, that's grind. Was she by herself?
Yeah, she was just carrying the baby. It was her and the baby.
I am all. What was that?
I don't know.
Was that your mail?
No, it sounded like somebody was tapping on the door.
Yeah.
Room. I'm terrified right now.
Do you have your Amazon show?
Huh?
Look at the Amazon show. Is that what it's called?
But also my alarm should be on. So if someone were to come inside, then
yeah.
The alarm would
but I
go
mean,
off.
I think it'll give you peace of mind to just see that.
Yes.
I didn't like that.
Like it was like this door, so I'm guessing like it probably like it's not closed all the way, which I can see. So I'm
the wind.
Guessing, yes,
the fucking insane.
Okay, yeah,
winds.
the alarm's on, so
yeah, you're fine. Ooh. But what I was gonna say is that like I'm not there. I haven't
did just leave too.
What?
So I said the mailman did just leave too.
Oh, maybe it was him putting something in the like whatever, and then like the gust of wind happened at the same time, and so when that little flap was open, but like so it's impossible for me to not talk to children just like adults. Like I just talk to like I talk to everybody the same. I talk to people I don't know, like we're friends. To people like that's what I do, and so. Ever since our nephew was little, like I just would like narrate life to him. Like I'd be like, okay, let's go over here. And what are we doing here? Whatever. But like the idea of like me going trick or treating and like with a 9-month-old who cannot respond and talk, I'm just giving myself a podcast episode that I am like performing with this child, like that child. But no way would I be asking other people for candy. I was like, no, I'm not pretending that this is like, that my kid is aware of what's happening. Like, no. Like, it's our dance parties that we used to, when we had dance parties when he was a baby. Those were for me. You know, I was having fun.
But you're not including other people into it.
I wasn't, like, having other people participate in my delusion. Because I'm like, I get it if it's, like, you've got other people there and they're like, oh, let me take a picture. Like, we're sharing. Like, you have no one to just be like, oh my God, how crazy was that?
Right.
The baby can't respond.
You're using the fucking baby to get candy.
Yeah. What was the baby dressed up like a pumpkin?
It wasn't a pumpkin. I wasn't even looking that hard because she pissed me off.
Yeah. Was she wearing a costume?
No.
No, I really love when the parents do costumes too.
At least give me some effort. You literally just getting candy.
Yeah.
Part of me feels like she was just walking by and was like, oh, there are lights on. Let me go use this baby to get some candy.
She said my blood sugar's a little bit low. If someone knocked on my door on Halloween and was like, hey, sorry, like, I'm hypoglycemic. Can I just grab? I'd be like, of course.
Of course. The delivery people that came with the food, I asked them if they want anything. But it's just the fact that you were trying to scam me.
You premeditated with your baby. And also, I know you say you don't remember the costume. I'm starting to think there wasn't even a costume.
There might not have been. I can actually go back on my ring and look.
Oh my God, yeah. Let's see what that was.
Did you have your ring on for people when they came?
At first, and then towards the end when we went back inside, but we were sitting there.
The reason I'm saying is because like I changed the voice, so it was a witch. When you rang it, it changed to because you can do that.
Oh,
and
that's
so
fun.
it was like a witch thing when they rang the doorbell.
Oh, that's cute. I know our other neighbors. They have there's like a Target doorbell that would be like you just press, and it would be like like some like trick or treating themed one that they got.
Like,
yeah.
Double, toil and trouble.
Exactly. Also, I'm
people
learning
asking
that
if that was me. I was like, no, but thank you for thinking that I could
Who
do
said that?
Numerous people.
They thought you were like coming over.
No, that I recorded it.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang, live vocals. That's fucking. You're committed to the bit. I also heard it's like Australia is really trying to make Halloween happen for them. And I saw it all over Reddit of like people like buying candy and being like, this is what happened. I was obviously very insecure when we weren't getting trick-or-treaters at first. And I was like just looking.
So was I. Because it was packed. The last two Halloweens have been packed. This
jarring.
is year 3. And I was like, where is everybody?
No,
because even before they would come in groups too, because it'd be like when the sun was just going down, it was like the little kids. And then when like the sun was down, it was like elementary school. And then when it was like 8, 9, it was the high school students. And so I was, expecting that. And I was just like, where are they?
No, we were like, we can't be too eager. We look fucking insane. Being like, we have children, we have candy for you.
Right.
Like, come up to our home. And I like kept telling Mats, I was like, Mats, I feel like this, you're fucking this up for me. Like, I need you, because he wanted to wear his costume, which was, he had a work Halloween thing, and he found a cowboy hat in the office, and he literally was like,
probably just looked like what when you guys go to Colorado. He wears a cowboy hat then.
And you're on the fucking nose. Like, he's literally just wearing his normal clothes. And he has cowboy boots, so he just put on his cowboy boots. And he has the hat, and he literally like was in the work group chat, like fucking Slack messages for like the week, being like, hey, I found this hat. Does anyone know who this is? And then being like, okay, does anyone know who this is? Following day. Hey everyone, just a reminder, found this hat. Would like to wear it for a Halloween thing. Is anyone claiming this? And then finally he goes, cool, taking the hat. If anyone wants it back, let me know, because now this is mine. So it like lives at our house. And so he has his like, he's got like his like feet on with the cowboy boots up on our railing and like the hat leaned down. And I was like, you don't look welcoming. I need you to, like, we have to look friendly. Anytime a kid walked by, he'd be like, shh, shh, shh. And I was like, why? So it sounds like they're like, are these people going to fucking scare us? But apparently someone at his work party was like, oh my God, are you Glenn Powell in Twisters? And I was like, oh God. And he was like, guess what they said? And I was like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I can't. And he was like, I was feeling so cool. I was like, I know you're feeling cool. Because that's his boy and that's your boy.
I put on just a Dodgers jersey that I got from a game when I went to a game and they were giving away free jerseys. So I put that on some white pants and said it was a Dodgers
I
player.
put on my birthday tiara. But our nephew's birthday party is costume themed this weekend.
Yeah. So is my niece that's the same age as him. That is also her theme.
I feel like that's really the age where they can like finally start to really be into Halloween costumes and then be like, wait, I want more. He had he had like a costume for school, and also he has Purim, which like you have other costumes you do, and like that's not even in October. So I was like, you get more Halloween than most kids, but he like wanted more costumes, and so that's why it's a theme. And I bet that is that age where you like you have more than one idea and you're excited about,
because they're turning 5, right?
Yeah,
which
is fucking insane. But I bought like little deer ears, and then I'm just gonna do like a deer makeup kind of thing, and then just wear like brown,
little red dot. You're gonna be Rudolph.
I probably won't be Rudolph.
Be Prancer, Dancer.
No, also, I don't know how many kids there will know. Almost all of them are Jewish. And like they'll still celebrate Christmas, but like not enough or old enough to know the reindeer names. And then Mons is also going to be a cowboy again. I was like, maybe I could be a cowgirl, but I just think in light of current times to have both of us dress up.
Unless you're going to do like Barbie.
Yeah, like in it just does not feel like the right time.
Yeah.
So I'm offsetting his.
Yeah, understood.
But yeah.
All right. Well, this has been an extra long episode.
You're welcome, everybody. Some distraction.
Hope you enjoyed. Join us on Monday for But Am I Wrong? That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday for See You Next Tuesday. Haven't put up the votes yet.
Yeah, my bad, everyone.
No. America's bad. Yeah. Thursday for Don't Blame Me, and then we'll be back here on Friday for Fisting Friday.
Woo! Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What if we could disagree in a way that encouraged empathy, even during an election year? With a new episode of Thread the Needle, a better way to disagree. I'm your host, Donna Schill Dugan. I use my background in journalism and draw from my life experiences to explore topics that matter to fellow feminists like you. In this episode, activist and professor Loretta Ross charges us to try her calling in technique.
I'm always going to hold people accountable for the harm that they do. The question is, am I going to do it with anger or am I going to do it with love and grace? And I choose love and grace because it makes me feel better about myself when I walk through the world that way.
You can listen to Thread the Needle on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast, and with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Just keep it simple.
I'm making the promo.
Just keep it simple. Just say, hey, we're the Brav Bros. Two guys that talk about Bravo.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're the Brav Bros.
No.
Oh.
Dude, stop with the voice. Just keep it simple.
I've seen promos on TV, dude. This is how you get the fans engaged. This is how you get listeners. We're trying to get listeners here. If we just say, oh, we're two dudes that talk about Bravo, people are going to get tired of it already. We need some oomph.
All right, then fine. Let's try to do it with your voice.
Brav Bros.
Good job.